Grace and peace, family. I hope everybody's feeling great today. Alright, I was playing with this concept in my mind and it approached the question, why is it that mankind has such a hard time figuring out how to be unified, how to be one? And what I came up with was, it's a lack of emotional compassion and empathy in having too much self-servitude and manipulation within them. And of course, when I sat with it, I didn't even have to sit with it alone because it made so much sense. You can't be unified when you're always seeking to be on top, to be the person who wins, to be the person who possesses a title. You just can't. As long as there's someone seeking to be the leader, everybody else is seen as beneath them. Unification comes from balance. It comes from everybody being comfortable where they are because there's no need to move. That's unification. And you cannot have that with the inability to want to see somebody beneath you. So I sat with that and I was just like, wow, profound, of course. And then what I got was, they also cannot apply, because we've lost this ability within us to have compassion and empathy. We can't apply our experiences to another to understand how they would feel in those scenarios, or how they felt going through a situation, how that person felt, being that you felt your own trials. And that comes from a lack of biblical understanding, because I definitely heard clearly, he gave us the stories in the Bible, and many can't apply those stories. They don't understand how they update. So remember, the Bible's a living word, meaning it does not age out. It always applies. So where you may read a story a perfect story that is in 2 Kings of the two women who were neighbors. At the time, they were going through a famine, and these two women made a pact that they were going to eat their children. The agreement was, we'll eat your child today, and then tomorrow we'll eat mine. Today they ate her child. The next day she hid her child so that they couldn't eat their child. And everybody, I'm sure you hear that and you're like, I would never, oh my gosh, she was out here eating children, right? But the story has updated with us. The idea of the famine is what we think we need. Where we don't go through famine because we do have food, we have industries. You're not going through famine in that way. When you think you are in lack and that you don't have what everybody else has, you are in a sense in a mental famine. You think you need those things. Now, this eating of the child. Nowadays you wouldn't actually eat your child, but you're not raising your children. You're not teaching them the fundamental things that they need in order to develop, so that they can take on the world. So in a sense, you are serving up your child to the world. You are the first woman who allowed your child to be devoured by the world for your own greed and self-servitude. Famine. But many can't apply these stories like this. They see it and they take it for face value. And it is nowhere like that. Remember, Jesus spoke in parables. You think the stories would be straightforward when he spoke parables? No. But it is for you to be able to understand them, and you cannot understand a story like that without a high level of compassion, empathy, and emotional intelligence. So if you are someone who operates out of manipulation tactics, control tactics, even finding ways to tear down another person, these are dysfunctions within your system and they need to be updated, because you are not living life to the fullest. You are actually in a mental lack.